there's been a bunch of things to talk about, not the least of which, and I'm having a hard time finding, good footage of it, which is kind of a nice thing, of Putin's weird Trump rally in Moscow to prove that everybody loves them a Crimea annexation event. This the title event held in Moscow to celebrate the annexation of Crimea. It's never too late. It's never too late. I just want you to know that. So they play a little bit of this. I want to hear what he says.
I have to say, it's pretty surreal seeing these images, the celebration of the annexation. And this has been part of, the sort of Russian propaganda machine in terms of justifying
What does he say?
operation.
I,
President Vladimir Putin translation, but let's just listen into this.
And were guided by when they went to the referendum in Sevastopol and Crimea on the 17th of March 2014. They living on their own land and they wanted to be reunited with their historical motherland, Russia. They had every right to do so and they achieved their goal. Let us congratulate them on this great occasion.
yes, let's congratulate the people of Crimea who had no vote on this. They were just they were finally allowed to be completely under Russian protection or back with the motherland because we said they were, and then sent tanks in. Freedom. I mean, this whole gathering is pretty fascinating as Trump rallies go, but
Congratulations.
yeah, congratulations.
Over this time, Russia has done a lot to raise Crimea and Sevastopol. We had to do things that are not immediately obvious.
Yeah, we have to do, not things you would think like build schools or do good things for the people, but, things that ultimately will help, like targeted assassination and planting mines.
They have a fundamental nature: gas supply, power supply,
Jesus. Anybody, welcome to the first Russian annual Say the Quiet Part Loud.
utilities, restoration of the road network, building new roads,
Oh, it's very quiet. Sorry, hold on one second. It's pretty. It's not that loud. The clip. We'll see.
new highways, and bridges. We had to pull Crimea from the degrading position and condition that Crimea and Sevastopol were in when they were part of a different state.
Can you imagine sitting and listening to this in the cold because you had to be there? By the way, there was people interviewing people who were there who didn't want to be identified, and they were all the people who were being interviewed, not the interviewer. The interviewer was saying, "I'm a journalist. What do you think about this?" And they were like, "Yeah, I don't want to be here. Please don't photograph me. I'm not for this war. They made us because we had to." A bunch of these college students thought they were going to a concert, and then they showed up, and they were like, "Will they get to skip lectures today at school if they do this?" Yeah.
With
Putin is soft. How loud? I'm sorry. Yes. Any chance we can turn up the video? Yes. I will try and raise the audio of that. Let's see. Edit filters. Add a filter. Let's go with gain. Put this up a touch. See if I can drag this over here. Super fun.
funded these territories on a residual basis.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the matter. The matter is that we know what to do next, how to do it, and at what expense.
Mm-hmm. We know what to do next. Yeah, that sounds very reassuring. We know what must be done, and we know how to do it. Yes. Jesus Christ, I had no idea Mr. Rogers was running Russia.
And we will
Weird.
our plans.
Oh, there it is.
But it isn't merely a matter of these decisions.
Nah.
Crimeans and the people of Sevastopol did right when they put a barrier in the way of nationalism and Nazism and extreme nationalism. Because what was going in those territories?
Yes, it was. You know that wall we used to have in Berlin. Building that wall. Let's build that wall again. Walls are good.
Is still going.
Walls. My friend Donald Trump once said, two things never get boring: walls and wheels. I would add spraying poison in people's faces. That never gets old. Always a good time. So fun.
People who live in Donbass also disagreed with the coup.
He's basically doing a walk-around version of that speech he gave that nobody watched before. Now he's like, he needs it to, because all the noise has been around is that he's afraid and he won't go near anyone and yada, yada, yada. By the way, this doesn't answer that because you're alone on a platform surrounded by people who would get murdered immediately if they shot a spitball at him. So this is what freedom looks like.
And immediately, punitive operations were carried out against.
Immediately, punitive operations were carried out. This is. Can you imagine an American or UK president even giving lip service to this level of shit? We had. When George Bush, the last thing I can remember that's close to this is George Bush going, America hears you and the people that did this will hear you very soon. Remember that? But he was standing on fucking rubble when it happened. He wasn't in a stadium while they were flying the planes into towers, if you know what I mean.
Them, and more than one. They were sunk into a...
I'm just saying, this is probably Osama bin Laden's best tape, and I think he looks fabulous for a man of his age and his advanced diabetes. Or kidney disease, or whatever he had.
And constantly shelled. They were subjected to airstrikes. And this is what we call genocide.
This is what we call genocide, because they're driving out military forces that we put them in. They're genociding people. By the way, even what's going on in Ukraine, you can argue, isn't genocide because there's a lot of genetically similar, usually genocide. There's like culture side, there would be nationalist side. I don't know. We need another word for it. The wiping out of a group of people so that you can take their land isn't always genocide. Sometimes it's just structural.
And to rid these people of this suffering and this genocide was the main reason, the main motivation, and the main objective of the operation that we began in Donbass and Ukraine. This was the objective. And
this was the objective, was to, remember when we invaded those places, because they were already being shelled. Remember when there wasn't any shelling going on, and we sent people in to separate those regions? And then the separation turned into a long-standing war, and then the space. Remember that? Yeah, we just need more of that.
Is when I think of the Bible, there is no greater love than if somebody gave their soul for their friends.
Are we talking about the same Bible? Do you guys know which Bible verse he's talking about? Maybe it's a translation issue. I think giving your life for a friend is a big move. I don't know that you can give your soul for one. What do you mean, sell it to you? How does that work? There is no greater love than for a man to sell his soul to me so that I don't spray poison in his friend's face. Yay for the Bible verse that doesn't exist. It's the Eastern Orthodox one. It's the one that has elements of Sun Tzu in it. That guy's like, oh, shit. I'm watching a man go crazy who has nuclear codes.
And we can see the heroic deeds of our guys in the course of this operation.
Yes, the heroic bombing of maternity hospitals, the heroic attacks on citizens and journalists in vehicles who are moving around and reporting on and trying to live within a war that we started for no fucking reason other than that's ours, okay? You don't realize? Four more years. Make America great again. USA. Like, I think this is just to upset Trump, don't you? I mean, the next time Trump goes, there's never been a political movement like this. No one's ever seen anything like this. I'm like, well, the forced crowds that Putin had are pretty rock solid. I mean, you can't argue with that. Putin speaks as Russia celebrates the annexation of Crimea. Is that what they're doing, CNN? Are they really celebrating the annexation of Crimea? Is Russia celebrating that? Is that what they're doing? For fucking real.
These words from the Holy Scripture.
Hold on. Oops, hold on. I'm going to slide this down here. Get down and the boogie to make the screen a little bigger. You know, in Russia, Christ crucifies you for his sins.
Of Christianity. It's something that is very dear to those who profess this religion.
Yeah, whoever they are. I mean, I've killed a couple of these people, and they always seem to bring it up right as I'm strangling them. Putin, there is no greater love than if someone gave their soul for their friends. Excuse me, that's not Putin. That's the extra Bible verses. That's the Book of Putin, which Denzel Washington, if you're listening, do not do that sequel.
Thing is down to the fact that this universal value for all the peoples and all the confessions of Russia, and for our own people above all for our own people.
Above all.
And the best confirmation of that is how our guys are fighting in the course of this military operation, shoulder to shoulder.
Yes, the best example of the great book is just how these guys are really, they're showing the Chechen guys where the kids are hiding. It's, nothing is more Jesus-y than a war of choice by an overwhelming force that's getting their ass handed to them. And so they resort to horrifying acts of inhumanity just to drive people out. So they're only fighting in areas where they have empty buildings to blow up. So, yeah, it's downright biblical. I mean, it's a little Herod for me, but, I get where he's going.
Helping and supporting each other.
Yes, hand jobs in the trenches to keep warm. If you run out of food, they can pee on each other. This is true dedication. Who needs a supply line when you have the pockets of the dead guy next to you? This is truly...
If the need comes, they will shield each other in the battlefield from the bullets.
Like guy watching this on a fucking phone on the thing. Wait, we will? What the fuck does he talk? What's he talking about? If they have to, what do you mean they have to be a shield? What do you mean? Dude, I'm not a bullet catcher. What the shit is this?
As brothers, we have not had such
Which brother takes the bullet and which one's like, thanks, brother, and then steps over him?
for a long
Keep your trigger finger warm. Moon River. Hooray! Half of our soldiers will take bullets for the other half because of this invasion I created for no fucking reason. Claps The crowd that can't leave.
It so happened.
Keep waving the flag. It's like, I feel like there's like a GRU guy kneeling on every row going, wave those flags or you know what's up, okay?
That the beginning of the operation merely by accident coincided with the birthday of...
Oh, they cut away from him. This was the shot where they just stopped broadcasting whatever the fuck he was saying and he vanished. And they started playing this. The song that they're singing, of course, it's Yokrasia, which means surrender Ukraine or your women will be firewood. They entered it in Eurovision last year, and I'm surprised it didn't go further. Damn cancel culture. But yeah, so in the middle of this, I just heard this part that as he was giving a speech, they just went away. And Rick Wilson of the Lincoln Project tweeted that a very smart friend said it either means it's the end of Putin or nuclear war, that they shuffled him the hell off. Yeah, they just cut it. That happened today. Yikes. So, so we'll see. We'll see if there's any life left in the world. Now, you, hello, are watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. It's nice to have you here. I do this show every day, by hook or by crook. Even when I'm on vacation, I manage to crowbar some shows in to leave you guys with a sense of hilarious optimism, joy, and friendship. Sorry, I'm not doing my asshole Russell Brand hand gestures. Why are you here? You're here to... Sorry, I'm not gonna. You got opening your mind and pretending that you know more than you do, but saying less.